On TV, the president said, what you're saying is not what he said. So it's a very special opportunity for me to be here in this engagement. As she said, the coalition brings together 25 from across this nation. And to underscore that, I'll give an example here. Immaculate Akelo of Generation Engage Network is from Lira District and operates in northern Uganda. Eric Odoki of Smart Life Experiences Initiative is from Moroto District and he operates in Karamoja sub-region. Maureen Tukahira is from Ruchiga District, so she's around the Kigezi area. The organization was put together after an activity that involved contributing to the Sustainable Development Goals, and they were brought together under the auspices of the National Sustainable Development Goals Secretariat within the Office of the Prime Minister, Your Excellency, as you just heard. And ever since this started off, Her Excellency Rosa Malango has been taking a leading role in putting this together and ensuring that they do have representation from the coalition involved in UN system.
Good afternoon, Your Excellence. I would love to congratulate you towards winning of the elections and to also recognize your leadership for the next 5 years and beyond. To lead us towards a prosperous and modern economy by 2030 and 2040. Your Excellency, I would love to inform you that we are a group of young people who are business owners and people who are looking forward to have a partnership with you and to work with you to ensure that we can elevate this country and take it to a whole different level. Human capital development is a crucial and fundamental area for this country to grow. And if we can grow the young people, the young generation, so that they can be young entrepreneurs, we can be in position to widen our tax base so that we can be self-sustaining. Your Excellency, my name is Abeja Linda, and I come from Lira town. I come from the village called Olilo, and I happen to be the managing director of Amaria Tech here in Kampala. I'm a young person, I'm a taxpayer, and I am a very passionate person towards contributing to building the nation and helping to progress the nation. Your Excellency, through the 1 million solutions, as it has already been mentioned, we have tried our best. However, we have also noticed that we have a few challenges in line with human capital development. One of the challenges we noticed as we were looking for the young people to participate in the 1 million solutions is we had similar business startups, and also we had similar business startups. So we had a lot of people doing, for example, let me say coffee. We had the same people doing maybe boutique. There were so many people doing similar businesses, and yet we are quite a big population. We are not trying to tap into the diversity of the very many Ugandans, and this is an area that we looked at that we could work through to ensure that we widen our opportunities and create more opportunities for ourselves.
Your Excellency, the President of Uganda, I have such a rare opportunity this afternoon to address both the outgoing and incoming President of Uganda. I, on behalf of the Youth Coalition for SDGs, congratulate you on winning the recently concluded presidential elections with a landslide victory. My name is James Brown Twatwa, team leader of Incredible Youth International. I come from Mukono, Kavembe on Kayunga Road. Our organization was founded in 2005, and we were able to successfully register with the government on the 25th of July 2007. I am part of the human capital team, and our focus is to thank you so much for promoting the development of human capital through the school and education system in this country. Indeed, there is no country that can develop without peace. And on this area, the NRM government is the custodian of peace on the African continent. We invited you at our National Career Guidance campaign launch at Kololo Airstrip. You were not able to come, but you recommended Mama Janet Kataha Museveni to represent you, who was tremendously impressed by our work. And since that time, we are working with the Minister of Education. Actually, currently, I'm part of the team that is heading the distribution of subsidies to the 39 districts, courtesy of the Global Fund. And I thank you so much for that rare opportunity.
Your Excellency, my name is Mavita Ali. I am from Adjumani District. I am the founder of Score Beyond, a women and sports organization, youth leadership organization. I'm also the national team captain for women in Uganda.
My name is Marjorie Mukisa Kabatoro, and I'm a medical doctor, a storyteller, and I'm a co-founder of Severe Foundation, an organization that works towards gender equality and peace. I want to let you know, Your Excellency, that as youth from the Coalition for SDGs, we pledge to work with you.
Her Excellency Rosa Malango, the Honorable Minister, and the youth. Before you see the individual trees, it is good to see the forest so that you don't get lost, so that you are clear. You are just talking about two things, but in so many words. You are talking about wealth and jobs. Two things, that's what you are talking about this whole afternoon. You are trying to answer the question, where will wealth and jobs come from? Now, I know the addresses of both. I know where they are found. They are found in 4 sectors. Commercial agriculture. The biggest problem you have, I have not listened carefully to your backgrounds, but you may find that your parents are still in the non-money economy, what they call subsistence agriculture, just working for the stomach only. I don't know those who can, because according to the census, in 1969, 96% of Ugandans were working only for the stomach, for eating. Teach, may each, keken, local. Okora Oruto Roka. That was 1969. This is the biggest problem of your country. 1969, 96% of the people were working only for eating. By 2014, the figure had gone down to 68%. Working only for the stomach. They have land, they have water, they have, like Otuke. There's a lot of land there. All those places we are talking about, Otuke, Serere, all these areas, Toro, Fort Kavarole, there's land. But your people, your grandparents, are working only for eating. And also not eating well also. Some form of stomach stuffing. That's what they call eating, just putting something in the stomach. So this is the first issue you the youth, you must help to resolve. So by 2014, the people working for the stomach and the pocket, for eating and money, we are only 32%. 2014. However, I started this effort almost 60 years ago because I had seen it when I was young. And if you go to my area where I will invite you, I would want you to come to go. Because you say you are innovators, I think it would be good if you are even mere imitators. Even if you didn't innovate, if you only imitated, if you only copied, because other countries have done it, like Europe went through agrarian revolution. It went through industrial revolution. So even if you copied, forget about innovating. Even if you copied what somebody else did well, and you also did it here, you would have gone many miles. So if you go to my area, where I started almost, but specifically 54 years ago, I no longer have people who are working only for the stomach. They are now all working for the stomach and also the pocket. But I have been, when I did my experiment there, I introduced it to the whole country, but people don't attend to it. They are busy running up and down. So they don't get it. So some of the areas, like for instance, my Kasumoro girl, recently I was in Kawari area, and in Rwanda, 92% of the people are still working only for the stomach. Only. And I think in Ruchiga it was like 90%, something like that. So this is where there's a big problem. To wake up your grandparents, to wake up your people, to join the money economy. Because many of the 68% by 2014 were outside the money economy. So, can you persuade all the people you know, the ones near you, your family, to join the money economy? And the easiest entry point for the rural people is commercial agriculture. Don't have land which you are just not using. And for that, I want to invite you to go and visit my model farm near here. You can see how people can use a small piece of land to get good income. And then afterwards, you can go to my rural area to see what we call socio-economic transformation. The whole society to change, to change from, because the problem of many African societies is they are still in pre-capitalism. They are suffering from moneylessness. They just don't know how to make money. So they just, like Ajumani, there's a lot of land there. Ajumani. There's good land in Ajumani. in Acholi, somebody from, yes, there were 2K people. The Kasumoro one, is from where? From Lira. Those areas have some, all of them have good land, but they are not using it fully. So that's why we say everybody must work for the stomach, for eating, but also for money. Because the problem is sleeping, actually. Do we have a Musoga here? Kulambara. Kulambara, just Africans, their problem is dormir, muito dormir. Dormir beaucoup, sleeping. And this is not surprising, because it's not surprising that you are asleep. Because Africa is a huge land area with a small population. You know, Africa is 12 times the size of India. You can fit India into Africa 12 times, and it will fit there. Here you don't have to work. Here fools can survive. Yes, even if you are a fool here, you don't die, or you die slowly. Because in other areas, when you are foolish, you die. The climate is so harsh. It is cold. It is what? If you are stupid, you just die, and the matter is resolved. But here, you can be stupid, and you live, and you visit your relatives, and you stay there for 3 months. What are you doing here? I have come to see you. See me what? Nze kubala wako. Just are we videos or what? But they are eating. They are what? So really, it's quite. It's not easy to, because you see because like in India, because the population is very big, you get a lot of competition between man and man to find solutions. Or the climate forces you to be disciplined. But here, you see them in Kampala, just sitting outside there, playing mweso, but they are all fat with big stomach like this. So, but through sensitization, of course, they don't live a good life. You see, for instance, when we came, the average life expectancy was 43 years. You would die at 43, but you die quietly. You don't die because you have starved and you have died. No, you don't have enough nutrients. You are eating muhogo and omunyo. They don't have, yes, there is only carbohydrates. Have you seen how the African Americans have died a lot in America? Those fellows who died, the ones who died most were African Americans. And why were they dying more than others? Because of corona? Because they did not have vitamin D and zinc. They didn't have zinc, which are apparently very crucial for the body immunity. So even your people here, they eat some muhogo and but they don't have all the nutrients. But they fill the stomach. So the stomach, once the stomach is full, they take alcohol, they dance the whole night. And then they were dying at 43. 43, they would die. Then the priest would come, God has called him. God always calls you when he, but is God lonely? Why is he calling these people? Why doesn't God call Japanese? Japanese live up to the age of 79. That's the average life expectancy of Japanese. Why does God call Africans at 43? Is he lonely? What is his problem? So it's not God calling them, it is just, it is Satan calling them. So, of course, now with our interventions, the average life expectancy now is, so Africans die, but they don't die dramatically. They die quietly, God has called him. Like that, year in, year out, because of poor quality of life, but which they don't understand, which is not very clear to the people. So, the first thing to do, the first address for your problem of wealth and jobs is commercial agriculture. So, that is the first sector. Even you, if you happen to have some land in the rural areas, or your relatives have, because my children have finished education, they finished long ago, none of them works in the government, except Mhoz, the one who is a soldier. All the others are in agriculture, commercial agriculture. Because there is a lot of money there. And as you have seen, the economy has gone down because of Corona, but agriculture is continuing. Because people have not stopped eating. No, agriculture is very, very difficult to. It will only end when people disappear from Earth. Even the computer solutions, you have not invented. You don't eat computers. You show me what's eating a computer. The computers you are talking about help to quicken or do things faster or what? But the basic are the same. It is food. Food, clothing. You cannot wear a computer and you just walk in the street. That you are putting on a computer. You know, you have to either put on a skin or a back cloth or a cotton fabric or some other. The basic needs of man are still food, clothing, shelter, housing, transport, energy, electricity. So, address number one for jobs and wealth, commercial agriculture. Number two, industries big and small. And that's where the girl of shea butter is a wonderful example. Who wants to squeeze shea butter from the shea butter nut, squeeze shea butter oil Now, that shows you how you can, because within agriculture, there is some element of forestry, either planted forests or using the natural ones. So that now shows you have now moved from this commercial agriculture to now industry, small scale industry, which is a new form of wealth and jobs. By taking the oils out of the, you take the oil out of the shea butter tree, you take the oil of the palm oil like the one of Karangara, palm oil Ebenazi. You take, in Karamoja, there is what they call, Gum Arabica. Gum Arabica, it is there in Karamoja. Then you get furniture out of, you see. So now that's now another form of wealth and jobs. Yeah. It was a tree, it was planted. You have now got oil out of it, and from the oil you have made soap, you have made this, you have made this, you have made that. In the process, you have created a new wealth. Even if you didn't own a forest, even if you don't own a plantation of trees, you now own a small factory making oil out of shea butter nuts, or you own a furniture making factory out of the trees, timber, or you are making plywood. Plywood, there's a way they now make plywood. Or you are making paper. You can make paper out of trees. And if it was cotton which was agriculture, you now take it, you make what do they call this? A ginnery where you remove the seeds from the cotton. Then you make a factory for yarn. You make a factory for textiles. So agriculture, commercial agriculture, has wealth and jobs in commercial agriculture can evolve into wealth and jobs of industry. Bikwatagana. So you really speak for and you until you almost collapse, but the facts are there. The facts are very simple. So the second address, even if you dance, you go up, you come down. When you come down, I will say, what address are you going to? You have to choose the 4 addresses. There are 5 addresses. So this is the second one, industry. If you own a maize mill, to turn maize into kaunga, into starch, you can make starch out of maize, into animal feed. You can even make petrol from maize. You can make what they call ethanol. So this is the modern economy. In the past, it was only agriculture. Then from the Middle Ages, people started understanding how to make industrial products out of agriculture. and minerals and so on. Because industry here would use raw materials from agriculture, from forestry, from minerals, from fresh water, fish and all that. Yeah. So, the youth, where are you targeting? The third address for jobs the service of where is that? Services, you have not produced, because me, I am a farmer. When you see me here, don't think that I'm unemployed. I am a farmer. And I can help, I can produce milk for you, produce beef for you, produce skins for you, skins for my cows. So services are now many. You can have entertainment, you can have actually hotels which give food. They are not the ones who produced it, but they cook it for you and they give it to you. Then you can have tourism. Somebody was talking of tourism. Tourism, we are not going to, we shall not allow you to eat our buffaloes. If you have got an idea that I will go hungry and I will get a buffalo and eat it, no, sorry. You need to eat before you have come. So the only service we give you is you look at them and you go back. And the service we are giving you is tourism. And we just tour you around, tour you. And when you have seen enough crocodiles, you have seen enough buffaloes, don't touch any one of them, go. You just eat with your eyes only, and this is tourism. So this is a service. Then you have your border. They just carry you around. They are providing you service. So this is the whole sector of services. Now, some of the solutions you are proposing are like in the service sector. Services sector is a big one. Pastors say, I will pray for you. Okay. Witch doctors, our witch doctors, they're also very busy. So if you come to my grass-thatched shrine, the spirits will help you to be rich. So you go and pay that one also for that service of our traditional mediators. All those, that is all services sector. Even professional, the lawyers. Oh yes, the rumor mongers. These are people who don't work. They're just there talking. For us, we are in the bush, struggling with the cows, and they just talk. After talk, they come eat mchomo. He doesn't know how many mosquitoes beat me to produce mchomo for him. But he's there also. So he's the one who is correcting news, that his job is correcting news, what has happened here, what has happened there. Then the two final sectors, because the use of computers and the internet, the one we are talking about, has brought in additional opportunities. Although many of the ICT solutions are like, some are services, But some are like manufacturing, because they put brains in the machines. So that is the fourth sector. The fifth one is public service. Public service, government jobs. But the problem is that government jobs are not very many. There is a limit. So once you are clear about this, then you can know, you can find your bearings. You can know where the north is, where the west is, where the south is, so that you know where to go. So the question is, where do you want to go? Even if you are an innovator, where do you want to innovate? Because you should innovate in an area where you know there is, you talk of sustainability, so where your innovation will be needed sustainably. Because if you start something which collapses tomorrow, then it doesn't help. So now coming to, so what I would ask you is, if you have time, my people can take you to see commercial agriculture on a small scale. Because what I show there is small scale agriculture. I don't show, the big scale are there, but those who know what to do, I don't waste time with them, because the big commercial people, like myself, I don't need advice from anybody. But your grandparents, the ones who don't know what to do, are the ones whom you need to see, and you go and convince and help. So if you have time, and Omona organizes for you to visit one of my farms, and then they can even go and visit my home area, if they don't take corona there. They must be checked carefully so they don't take corona to our rural areas. We don't have corona. Corona is yours here. So now, coming to assisting the businesses, the thematic areas, human capital, that's good. What we are going to do is to include, because even there, there are the basics. There is the basic education, which we are providing, basic education which is providing literacy, numeracy, intellectualization, but also skills in the technical colleges. So if some of you have invested in skills centers, I don't know how easy it is for you, because it requires a bit of capital. But I think what many of you are talking about is mindset change. But mindset change means you are talking to somebody who already has skills. You must have the skills first, to how to operate a machine, how to do this, or to change your mindset, to go from white collar to skills acquisition. Because mindset change can either be you already have the skills, but we show you how to use your skills, or you don't have the skills, we guide you how to get skills. It is all mindset change. But for the government, so it's good, you should continue. My Kagar from Lira, Lakwara, the Lakwara from Lira, you should continue. But me, I will continue with my technical schools, so that I give the technical skills, how to operate a machine, how to do this, how to do that, how to do this. While he may know how to operate machines, but he may not know how to use the skill to make money. So Lakwara and me are complementing one another. Ario, Acher, Ario. Acher, you are the number 2.
Now I'm your twin.
Huh?
Those are twins.
Those are twins. Very good. So we are twins now. What do we call twins in our language?
Rudy.
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 Rudy. Okay. So the human capital, the private people can come in, but the government also will have to upscale the technical schools. We want to have a technical school per, at least per district for now. It's not only just technical school, there are also, of course, teachers' colleges. Then there are nurses schools. All those are giving, but you have a role of attitude. This can also be put in the syllabus of the technical schools, or entrepreneurship. And that's where the other man in Tuatwa, who is working with education, that's good. Environment, oh, thank you so much, because with the environment, you should help me to save the wetlands. You should visit the work I did with the Limoto in Paris, Limoto wetland scheme, where I persuaded people to come from the swamp who are growing rice there, and instead do fish farming at the periphery of the swamps, so that the swamp comes back, but they earn more money from fish farming. You should visit that Limoto. I think I took you there once. These children should visit it and see how we can use the wetlands most profitably, but without interfering with them. Just at the edge of the wetland, you make a fish pond. And these fish ponds earn much more than this useless rice. I don't even know why you eat rice. Me, I don't eat rice. I'm not a Chinese, I'm not an Indian. I don't eat rice except when I was in Tanzania. That's when I was eating rice. I was forced to eat rice. Otherwise, I don't eat rice. Why should I eat rice? Mnyankore to eat rice. I've never seen Mnyankore eating rice. I saw Karoro, it's the first one. They have their food. They have cassava, they have bananas, they have millet. And you're not eating rice as if you are Vietnamese or Chinese or Indians. Africans really there must be some problem. Why you like to copy? I can't eat rice, I'm telling you. I have not eaten rice now, I think, for the last 40 years. Yes. Since I came from Tanzania in 1979, I have never eaten rice again. Because in Tanzania, they eat rice because they were influenced by the Arabs at the coast. But here, eating rice for what? So disturbing our swamps for rice is really madness. So, but anyway, if you can help me to campaign to get people out of the wetlands so that they can do fish farming. The whole of Busoga, the whole of Parisa, Bukedi, Teso, because of the swamps, Lango, they can do a lot of fish farming. A little bit of Ruero, because there are a lot of swamps which you can live in the center. If you visit Limoto is very good because they have stopped interfering with the swamp. They have left the abandoned rice. They have come and done fish ponds at the edge. And then the swamp comes back. So then they have water. They can now irrigate. Because you see, rice growing was drying the water. So the non-swamp area would have no water for irrigation. Now there is water. They can now irrigate the non-swamp area, but also the grass which they cut for mulching, it grows again. The swamp grass, you cut for mulching, it grows again. You cut for mulching, it grows again. In Kabare, those Bachiga who invaded our swamps, our wonderful swamps, like the ones of Ruchiga, Rwamchuchu. I have put some experimental thing there also of irrigating the hills. You let the swamp come back, so the water comes back, then the grass for mulching comes back, then you pump it with solar-powered pumps, and then you irrigate the non-swamp land. And even politically, it is easy to isolate the people who had invaded the swamps. Because the people who are not in the swamps are more than the ones who had invaded the swamps. But because they were not aware that the swamp invaders are preventing us from irrigation. Because you are invading our water granary, ekyagi ky'amazzi. Rakwara, Dero Mepi. See, we are speaking our language, these people are lost. Our water source. And we don't have grass for mulching. These days, there are people who have got a contract of supplying grass. Can you imagine? In the past, grass from the swamp was free. You go and cut, you mulch your garden, it grows again. Another one goes and cuts, it grows again. Now, because people have invaded our common granary of water and grass, there are people now to have contract tender for grass. You can't believe it. So we need to persuade. We don't want the 5 people who had gone into the swamp. We don't want them to become desperate, to become destitute. But please, you the 5, get out of our swamp. This swamp is ours. You come to the periphery, and we help you to develop fish ponds there, so that our water comes back and our grass comes back. And then we can be able to irrigate with the 95 who are up. So really it is a win-win solution and much better. The returns are much better for everybody. For the 95 who are on the non-swamp area. Now, in your strategy, you need to be smart. You need to, for instance, Karamoja. Karamoja, I had an idea, because when you go to Israel, you go to Libya, when we used to go there, you see what they call, and even when you read the Bible, they are what they call olive trees. Mzeituni. These are trees which last for a long time. If you go to Israel, you will see all of the trees which they claim were there when Jesus was alive. They are still there. So they grow in hot climates, hot, dryish. So I had wanted to introduce them in Karamoja. Because if you can have such trees, which are good for the environment, but also good for economy. Sports, very good. I'm a sportsman myself, a footballer. It's good. But you see, we didn't do much that time because we were fighting with the basics. If you build stadiums, but you don't have roads, where will people pass? You see, people just jump. It's not that I don't know about stadiums, but I had to choose between a stadium without a road, like for instance a stadium in Arua, but the tarmac road from Kampala to Arua is not tarmac. So what plan is this? So I said, no. Let's start with the road. Let's start with electricity. Then, now is the time to start dealing with the issue of stadiums. Although we have not finished with the roads, we are still going on. But now, it is a bit easier. But to start with the stadium without a road is really, is not correct. Planning is not correct planning. My 7 priorities are, number 1, defense. Defense, I don't want lack of peace here. Number 2, roads and the railway. Number 3, electricity. Number 4, health. Number 5, education. Number 6, our scientists, to pay them well, pay our scientists well. Number 7, the wealth funds, the money you are talking about, the capital you are talking about. We need to give you more capital. The capital without collateral, the one you are talking about. And then we can add on other things like water and infrastructure for sports, like that. We are now creating industrial parks in all the 18 zones of Uganda. You know, the 18 zones are the old colonial districts. Like Teso, we treat it as one zone. Busoga, one zone. Bukedi, like there are 18 of them. And my office is building industrial park in each of them. Unfortunately, my State House control is not here, but I will tell her to be in touch with you, naturally, to link with these young people, so that she can show them where her industrial parks are. Because these parks are there to help you start those small factories, like the one of Akero. They give me some money, a little bit. I have used it to start some of those industries. So let's now, I must run away from you. So the incentives is that when you come to that park, you will not pay rent. The only thing you will pay, of course, is just electricity if you use it. You will not pay rent. You will not, now we are talking of tax holiday. You will not pay taxes. And then we shall give you this money, this cheap money of UDB. So I thank you and I say bye-bye to you.
The young people gathered here, they have all committed and they remain so involved in looking forward to building a very genuine partnerships and relationship with you, to work with you and commit to contribute towards achieving the vision for the country. We also want to congratulate the people of Uganda upon the recently concluded elections. I think we do believe Ugandans have demonstrated a very unique and a very rare opportunity in a way that they manage so non-violently any political frustration also, if at all they were there. I think this goes on record that people of Uganda have done it totally as people were not expecting it. We congratulate the people of Uganda.